Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike coming at you with the Ultra Nano Altfrigate AA-Cavall 1024 Annex. I don't know much about this lore with this, but this is Takara and their T-Spark, and I got it mostly because it's a unicycle kind of monoseed kind of spiral cycle design, and I just think it's cool. And so that's really the only reason I picked it up. I have no tie to the lore. I don't buy stuff like this very often, but I did get this at Shozy Store. I have a link down below where you can get yours. And, of course, use the link. And I buy stuff like this that's outside my norm because you guys help the channel out with TH to support the reviewer. But let's take a look at this guy. Let's see the transformation. And I don't really hear or see very many people talking about this at all. So it pleases me. Not to be the first. Pleases me to be the first. Well, I'm not the first, but maybe the third. Coming up. Right, here's the box, the packaging. Altered Nano. And it's got some, like, silver writing right here. And X Altfrigate AA-Cavall. And then shows the T-Spark, Takara, and the different modes. Pretty much the modes. And that's about it. Now, getting into this, how it's packaged like this, kind of interesting. Smaller than I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, actually. I think it's cool, though. And we've got this. So, let's get into taking a look at it. There's some extra parts right here. Alright, so here he is right out of the package. I had no idea what to expect. And size and scale, so he's about scale of a vintage G.I. Joe figure. And I just threw in a Magic Square Legends Optimus Prime just so that we can kind of get scale. A lot of people know what a Legends scale figure looks like. And I think everyone knows what a G.I. Joe figure looks like and scales like. Let's get them out of the way. Well, let's start with this guy here. And yes, one of these fingers here has some paint on it I couldn't get off. So don't be all put off by it. So let's just get into some articulation. Very little up and down, some side to side on this. The face shield doesn't remove. It's just, that's what he's got. Goes out not to the 90. This probably gets in the way. 360 all the way around. Bicep swivels. He also has a butterfly that I missed in my articulation. Maybe I'll remember to go back and put that back in to my articulation segment. Like that. Now this is weird because the way the joint is, it makes the arm just kind of look a little strange. The hand also connects differently. It goes up and down, but not in and out because it's just connects right here. Instead of plugging it in, it connects the side, which this size figure, I'm okay with that actually. Torso, ball joint, and waist ball joint. No hip flaps or anything. Legs only go out to about there. But you can go past the 90 if you move that ball joint around. Double jointed on the knee. And very, very well set up for a rider. And then the ankles, you've got a little bit of movement here with the ankles, which I don't know if that movement's going to help me with his ability to stand so much, though. Now that I see that with that, maybe I can get him to stand a little bit better. Like that. So, not too bad. Now, we got to get into this cycle. So this thing, this is really the reason I bought it. I think it's an interesting cycle here. That's how it comes. Now, there's a lot of configurations, changes, but it doesn't work anywhere or anything or any way that I thought it would work. I thought it would work a whole lot different than it does, so we'll get into that. It's a little strange transformation on how it works. So maybe it's smart because the way it works, it makes it more stable in all modes. But first of all, it's kind of like a unicycle, like a monoseed from Spiral Zone. We'll get into a comparison to that here in a bit. But let's get it with a stand. So the way the stand works is you plug it in like this. There's a tab, 2 tabs, and they plug into these holes here. And that way it looks like, it can make it look like it's riding. And I knocked the other one off to put this one on, which is typical. You get one on, then you go to put the other one on, and then you're knocking the other one off. But plug both these tabs into both holes, and then it fits nice and tight. And this is, in my opinion, what you'd want out of this cycle, more or less. Now you're a little arched up a little bit too high, in my opinion. Kind of feel like you can just plug it into that and not plug it all the way into this and get a happier medium to where it makes a little more sense. Like this seems more like the way it would work. Now you can put the figure on it, but let's get into a couple of things with the figure's configuration, and then we'll get that going. Well, before that, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way here. Now, I'm not exactly sure what exactly this stuff is or what it's called, but it's interesting. Kind of, you assemble these. I guess these are cartridges for this gun, and then you can put the gun on here. They show it like arched up like so, and then you could put more clips right here. I mean, I'm guessing that's what it is. It's laser ammo clips, and then if you're only doing the one to make it look like it's a little bit more normal of a ride. Now that added some weight to it, believe it or not. That's kind of interesting. It did add some weight. Well, there's a cycle. Now for some hand configurations for the figure. Hand configurations. We have a splaying hand for both sides. Let's see if I can get the other one. We've got gun holding hand, and there's another splaying. And this one, I don't know. I think this one might be the best for holding on to the handlebars. All right, I've selected the hands that I'm going to use. What you do is you pop this out and pop the new hand in. Let's make sure I got the right one for the right side. Yep, that's it. Huh, wrong pop out. You pop it out here and then pop it in. So that's interesting. Got the right one. So that is a little bit better than what I was originally thinking, because the way they have them configured, it is kind of a strange setup for this. So you do have articulation in the wrist, which I wasn't seeing at first because of the way they put that together. Now you can put this gun in here. Oh, that's tight, but it's really tiny, like 4-inch scale kind of stuff. And then we can get him on the bike. Also, he has this backpack piece, and it can go into here. And he also has, and I'm not going to go through this again because it's really annoying. You can pop the shoulder pads off and put these other shoulder pads on. And I do think they look cooler, but they get in the way. So there's less articulation. They do look really cool. And I would prefer them on there, except for the fact that it limits the articulation and it's just going to be a hassle. But it's just literally a tab. You pop it out and pop it back in. It's just, it is a pain doing it, but it is, the materials feel good, so it's no big deal with that. Now what we should have just led with, him on the bike, ready to go, and it looks good. So this is, so this configuration, this format, this setup, exactly like this is how I'm going to display it. This is what I want it for. I like that. He's got this, I don't know what that is. It's like a Tron disc, but it's a triangle shield kind of piece. Don't really know what it's supposed to be for, but it's kind of cool. And it gets that job done. The gun is interesting too. Guys, does kind of feel Robotech-ish-esque. And then this windshield can go up because obviously now it's protecting his face. Before it wasn't. You know, that tiny little windshield. Kind of like glasses from the Matrix. Tiny little glasses. They're protecting your eyes, but nothing else, right? Anyway, yeah, it looks good. I guess now we're going to have to get into transforming the bike, converting the bike, and it's ridiculous. It's weird how they do it, but they do it so it's stable. Let's see if I get this on the first go around. When you untab it, and since I just untabbed this one, let's do this one. Pull down to untab it and then bring it out. All right. Then it says to rotate this down and then bring this back out. Then you rotate it again. It's my understanding of this. And then this can come out. Then this is going to come down and split and sort of like that. So rotate it, bring it down, rotate it again, bring it down, however you want. And then on that joint, and then open this up. Let me make sure that looks right. That looks right. And you might wonder, why don't they just, why they do it like this? Why don't they do it different than they're doing it? But the reason that they do it like this is so it's stable, I guess. I'm guessing. Now, pull this back to get more range on this, if that's what you desire. More range. Also, this moves up, and I'm trying to figure out if that's everything else that it needs to do. I think that's about it. You can adjust that. Oh, he fell. So, probably not as, maybe a little bit stronger if you keep those closer together. And maybe give it a little bit more front and back. But really a strange transformation. And we'll get the figure on it, and we'll armor it back up, and we'll have a look at it. Now we can have a look at all of the details that are on this guy. And as you can see, clear translucent green, some tampograph right here that looks like a camera. Tampograph, white stuff right there. I don't even know what that's all supposed to be. We've got some red arrows down here, some yellow and some yellow. On the side it says AA-10 and some other letters running into the paint. Ends with an F. We've got this like rear kind of cover. Kind of interesting stuff going on with it. More paint apps down here on the lower. Paint apps right here and there. So, pretty cool. Pretty interesting. This is definitely not the mode I'd keep it in. Got some brake lights. Is that just paint? It looks like a metallic paint. So interesting stuff. More paint on the rear of those backs of the feet, if you whatever you want to call it. Now, I don't know much about the lore, anything at all about the lore. What exactly is the altered Nano? I don't know, but I still just got it because I like this kind of mono seed vehicle, and I like it. So I guess the only thing left after this is to do a good comparison. I feel like converting it back was too easy. I just literally come around here, fold it around, and bring it into here, and then tab it back in. We're back to that. Maybe I should have done one more fold, but I think that's back the way it was. Anyway. Yeah. Then we can put the stand back on it, and we can be back where we were. So now we're back in this unicycle mode here, and remember, this goes up and down, and then there's a slider that kind of connects these, which I'm not exactly sure if I put that back in right. I don't really mind. As long as it looks good and it gets the job done for me, I'm pretty happy with it. But I think it's going to be time to do comparisons, and let's get this up as high as we can with the stand, get it to look as best as we can, get his hand back on there, and let's do it. All right, so this is indeed my favorite part of the Spiral Zone toy line, and I really like it because this is just cool. It's kind of a cool concept with a unicycle, and it's just different. You just don't see it very much. Now, there is the Japanese version, the Bandai Mono Seed, which I like this better than the Mono Seed, and the Bandai stuff is more like model kits versus functional toys. These were brought over as more functional toys for kids, so I guess I should have grabbed one that has stickers on it. Not all mine have their stickers on it, so I guess that's not a good comparison, but this one's the easiest one to get out without disassembling the display. So kind of cool stuff. Some things that this does different. You can mount the gun to the side here, which is not doing any good pointing at the ground now, is it? And it's not doing any good pointing at the handlebars there. This has a gun mounted to the back, which I think this is actually supposed to be used in reverse like that. And then there's a couple of antenna and stuff, but The way they did the stand there, this is the stand in the back. So they call it the brake. I think they call this the brake piece, but it's also a stand. So their stand is done different. But I like the way this stand's done because it does look like this is body in motion in a way. Obviously you see it's got a stand, but cool stuff. Never really figured out anything else to do with this shield thing on the back or whatever that is. But there it is. That's the whole reason I bought it, because I like the Spiral Zone stuff. Alright, so this is my look at the altered Nano NEX Altfrigate and AA-Cavall 1024. And this is Takara T-Spark. What do I think about it? I think it's kind of cool, it's interesting, it's different, and it is another sort of mono seed for my collection, another Spiral Zone cycle for my collection, and you can get yours at Shozy Store. Link down below where you can get yours. TH, support the viewer, help the channel out, and it's for the 4-inch scale, as you can see, not 6-inch scale. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Titanium Hanger out.